I've always been someone that's liked fitness. I've played sports all my life. And this is super convenient for my work, my home. It's about 10 minutes from both, so I come here right after work and I can go right home after.
The beautiful thing about Montgomery County and the free rec program here is that it gives us an opportunity to actually participate in a recreational activity that is affordable and free.
I have benefited tremendously. I'm a regular, I come every day. I just love this place. And all the people here are tremendous. I love them. They're the best, the nicest people.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Inside Recreation, where we talk about all the great happenings here at Montgomery County Recreation. My name is Carmen Berrios Martinez. I am your host, and today I have Dave Branick with us, manager of our community facilities team, and we're going to talk about our RecFit passes and all the great benefits that has for all of our county residents. Hey, Dave, thanks for joining us.
Hey, Carmen, thanks so much for having me.
I am so excited to talk about this. So, every year I make a resolution to hit the gym, and every year I fail at that, but
you and me both.
I'm going to stick to it this year, right?
Yes.
And Montgomery County Recreation makes it really easy to kind of stick to all of those health and well-being initiatives, right, that we want in our lives. And one of the great ways that we do that is through our RecFit passes. So let's talk about them. The first thing is, what is a RecFit pass?
Sure. So the RecFit pass is our fitness pass that county residents can apply for. It's free for Montgomery County residents and gets you access to the fitness rooms at our recreation centers, which include strength machines, dumbbells, variety of cardio equipment. The equipment is pretty consistent at each facility, but there are some variations from site to site. Rooms are different sizes, so I recommend checking out all of them to find the one that best suits your needs. The RecFit Pass also gets you access as a county resident to our open gym sports and drop-ins. So drop-in basketball, drop-in pickleball, volleyball, other sports that take place in the gyms at most of our recreation centers. So that's a great way to keep those New Year's resolutions and be active too. Also includes access to our game rooms. So if you're an avid table tennis player, or air hockey, pool, things like that, your local rec center may have access to those as well.
Awesome. So that is all completely free to county residents. So is it just adults? Is it any age? How do the age groups work?
Yeah. So it is free for everyone now. The access is slightly different. So 16 or older can get free access to our fitness rooms and all of those other amenities I mentioned. Mm-hmm. If you're a 14 or 15-year-old, it is still free for you, but you do have to have a pass and be with a guardian or parent who has a pass as well. So you do have to be accompanied by an adult with those as well.
Makes sense. And then for those younger than 14, we have a youth pass, and it just doesn't include...
It does not include access to the weight room, but yeah, you can still come and shoot baskets with family who have memberships, or play air hockey against a parent or guardian or a sibling. So those are included as well.
And we have drop-in activities specifically for children and for families, right?
Correct. I think my favorite time at the centers is after school drop-in time, where the kids can burn off that energy and play basketball or other sports right after school.
I love the foam play structures for the tiny tots when those little cuties come in and they're just having a great time, crawling around the floor there. So activities and times for everyone in the family. Okay. So we talked a little bit, or you mentioned a little bit what's in the fitness rooms, but some of our facilities have some really exceptional or different amenities, right? And so one that comes to mind is Wheaton. So tell me a little bit about Wheaton.
So as you mentioned, every center has a unique flavor to it, and they all also have different amenities. So Wheaton Recreation Center, one of our newer buildings, does have an elevated walking track that's above the gymnasium. So you can walk off the holiday calories that we all consume and get out of the outdoor cold weather and do that walking. While you're walking, you can look down on the participants in our classes and drop in sports in the gym. So, you can exercise to that rhythm as well. So that's a great amenity. Some of our other centers have outdoor spaces. So there's some outdoor pickleball and basketball courts at a few of the centers like North Potomac, East County, and Potomac. Some of them also have outdoor futsal spaces, specifically at East County Recreation Center, that are great ways to be active as well.
Awesome. And while we're talking about it, while it doesn't require a RecFit card, some of our facilities have outdoor fitness equipment. I'm thinking of a Holiday Park and Potomac, I think. And so that's also available to all of our residents any time of the day.
Correct. Those are great.
So let's talk about how we get a RecFit card, right? So I'm a county resident. I want to go in and start using the gym. What do I have to do?
Come to any of our 22 recreation centers in person. You have to bring an ID with your photo. If it lists an address, that's great. If you don't have an address on your photo ID, you need to bring in something else like a bill that goes along with your ID and matches. We'll take your picture. Pictures are required, so make sure you take a look in the mirror before you head to the rec center. And they'll take your picture, get you an access card, get you registered, and get you on our way. So make sure you bring that ID with your photo and your address on it, or bring a matching bill with that so we can get that done for you.
Easy enough. So if I have a driver's license, bring my driver's license. It has to be valid, right? It can't be an expired ID. And then I can fill out the form and get my pass. So if I'm doing a bill, like a Pepco, maybe water bill, some sort of utility or cell phone that has a name and address on it, and then maybe like a passport if it's, you know, that has a photo or something else that's similar where we can just kind of put the two together. Okay. So what about for our kids, right? Our kids don't have IDs. How does that work?
Yeah. So a parent or guardian can sign them up.
Okay.
So they will need to bring a parent or guardian with them to have those same forms of ID to get that done for them. But the child obviously wouldn't have an ID of their own.
Okay. And so once the kids have their own pass, can they come in to use the game room alone, or do they need to be supervised depending on age?
Yeah, so it's dependent on age. So as long as they are 12 and up, they can come in on their own.
Okay.
11 and under, they should have an adult or an older sibling accompany them for that.
Okay, so we know in Montgomery County, we have a lot of folks who maybe work in the area, but they don't live here, or, you know, they just recognize that, you know, some of these facilities in Montgomery County are, you know, kind of state of the art, and they want to get in on the fun too. So can non-residents participate?
They can, yes. There is a modest fee for those who are not county residents. But they can find out more information about that if you go to our website, MoCoRec.com, and you visit the membership or pass page. There's a link on there for FAQs that will tell you all about that, but it is a low cost for non-residents.
Okay, great. And a lot of our facilities have locker rooms with showers, right? So you can go to the gym on your way to work and then, you know, kind of get ready in the building before you head out, right?
Correct. Yeah, many do, not all. So I definitely recommend checking that out if you think you're going to need to shower between your activities. Please do so. But yeah, absolutely. A lot of them have lockers where you can secure your belongings while you're getting your workout in. So please definitely take advantage of those.
Awesome. So let's talk a little bit about the impact, right? Because I remember when we made this switch in 2023, a lot of other jurisdictions were calling us to kind of figure out, why did you do this? How did you do it? Right. Their residents were then asking, why aren't you doing this? So tell me a little bit about like the thinking that went into and the reasoning for doing this.
Yeah. So, I mean, coming into that period, people were often coming out of COVID and could be in a little bit of a dark place and definitely not their most healthy.
Sure.
So I think our department really decided to let the mission drive the revenue, right? And decide that what was most important to us is the mental health, the physical health, the socialization and well-being of our residents. And that really helped drive that decision. So we were really uniquely situated to be able to provide this benefit to our community. And it has just been really great for everybody in so many different ways, from toddlers all the way up to seniors, and enabled us to provide safe spaces for them to be in.
Yeah, you made a great point, right? So often we think about fitness and we just talk about the physical aspect, right, of losing weight and being healthier, but the mental and emotional, right, wellness is also such an important component of this. And our facilities are a great place to come in and to build community.
Absolutely. I mean, just seeing those smiling faces, especially the ones you see week after week when they come in for their, senior fitness class or their toddler play group, and you really get to know them and you can just see the benefits on their face every time they come in when they're so happy to see you. You learn their names, you remember, how was your holiday? Did you have a good birthday or a weekend? You can just really see that connection and the benefit that it's paying off for these folks.
Yeah. And making health and wellness fun, right, kind of makes the chances of you sticking to it, right, probably a lot higher. So if I'm going and I'm playing volleyball with my friends, right, rather than just kind of walking on the treadmill for 15 or 20 minutes, right? I might stick to it a little longer, just because I'm having a good time and maybe don't really realize the, the health benefits that are coming with it in that moment.
Absolutely. That sense of community helps hold you accountable to
Yeah.
those goals that you've made, even if you've just made that promise to yourself of I'm going to be more active. Seeing those people week after week when you check in with your RecFit pass, or the folks who are in that open gym sport with you, just is really helping drive that fitness goal even forward.
We took a bit of a revenue hit in order to do this, right?
Mhm.
These were paid memberships before that are now free to county residents. So how did the department do that?
Mission driving revenue is really the way I look at it, right? Our mission was the most important thing, and we're willing to forego this amount of revenue to really make that happen. To me, it's putting the money where your mouth is, right? We value the health and fitness and well-being of our residents so highly that we're willing to forego that amount of revenue to help make this happen, to make Montgomery County a better place.
Now, you forewent the revenue, right? But in the end, right, did it pay off?
Absolutely. Yes. Foot traffic went up, I think more than 70% year over year since 2023. Additional revenue came in other places. So sure, you come in to use our fitness room, but also now you need a rental room for your HOA meeting. So you're going to rent our conference room, or you really like that social hall where your fitness class is. Wouldn't that be a great place for your 50th wedding anniversary, right? It all kind of comes full circle, that by making people comfortable in our spaces, they're willing to make us a bigger part of their larger community. So we've really seen that.
Yeah. So it's interesting you said that foot traffic is up, right? Because I remember walking into a facility not long after we started this, and the fitness room was just packed, right? Something that I really hadn't seen before. And we started talking to folks and they were like, well, I didn't even know you were here, right? And then when I found out it was free, I was like, well, let me figure out where this is. And so you could see many, many, many new faces, right, in the facilities shortly after we started this. And it's continued for the last 2 years.
It has. And we usually see a big bump right at the start of the new year, right? Everybody makes those fitness
All those resolutions.
And then right after like elections, because many of our centers are polling places, a lot of people say, oh, I'll come use the weight room or the game room and things like that. But then those quickly fall off. But the fact that these memberships were free and people, made that commitment to their own health and wellness, we've just really have not seen that same level of fall off. So that's been great.
Yeah. So this must be a huge investment in the community. Has the department taken a look at what that's kind of valued at?
Yeah, so we estimate it as more than a $40 million value to our customers when you look at the number of people that have registered and taken advantage of it and what they would spend to join, a for-profit fitness gym, right? And total to all Montgomery County residents, I mean, we're talking about at least a $500 million value.
That's
And
incredible.
So that's massive.
Yeah. And so while we're not competing directly with the private gyms, right, we're just another option for maybe those who the private gym isn't an option for a number of reasons, right? Whether it's, financials or transportation or whatever it may be. So this is just another option to kind of create that balance or that equity for all of our residents here in the county.
Absolutely. And I think the numbers kind of speak for themselves. Before it was free, I think we had about 26,000 paid memberships, which is great. That was great. It kept us going. The centers were busy, but not, packed. And then once it became free, I think we're close to 100,000 free memberships year over year. So you're talking about such a large increase. Don't worry. It's not like January 1st when you go to work out and you can't get on a piece of cardio equipment. There's still plenty of space, but we're just so happy to see people taking advantage of it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's so nice to see those busy fitness rooms, and it kind of, encourages me to to join them.
Take part. Yes.
Take part. Okay, so let's remind people, 22 recreation centers in the county. They can go to any recreation center to register. If they have questions, who can they call?
So you can call any of our recreation centers. You can go online to our website, MoCoRec.com, and look at that memberships and passes page with details. You can also contact our customer service line at 240-777-6840 is our main customer service line. They're happy to help as well.
Awesome. Well, Dave, thanks so much for being with us today. This is a great benefit to our residents, and I encourage everyone to go take a look at their nearest rec center, right? Find that facility and go out there and really put some miles on that treadmill.
Absolutely. It's my pleasure to be here. Anytime I can talk about our rec centers and the benefits to our community, I'm happy to do so.
You're
thanks
such
for
a
having
great
me.
advocate for them. Absolutely. Guys, thanks so much for joining us today. We'll see you back here next month for the next edition of Inside Recreation. Bye.
This podcast is brought to you by County Cable Montgomery, your source for news and information from the Montgomery County government. Connect with us via cable, Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube by searching for County Cable MoCo.